everyone, it's Matty Brady back again from Ulster GAA. So this week we're going to continue on from our kicking skills that we done the previous week along with the other Ulster GAA coaches. So what we'll do for the first couple of minutes is I'll take us through some movement based skills using the ball, and then we'll hand it over to the other coaches and they'll break down the skill. Okay, so just want you to copy me in for the next couple of minutes. I want us to get a heart rate up, and I want us to fully participate in the next part. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab a ball. You can place cones or bottles along the grass. Just make sure that they're spread out and you're trying not to touch them. Okay, so as we're moving up, every time we go towards a cone, hold the ball out and squat down, and then move on to another one. Okay, so here, hands out, head up, sitting down, moving to another cone or a bottle. Okay, and I want you now to speed up the pace. Moving to another one. Okay, and again, holding the ball out. Good. We're now going to move on to our next movement with the ball, where you'll get yourself into a split stance, like so. You're going to pass the ball through your legs and then move to another one. Split your feet, pass the ball through, move. Again, it doesn't matter if we're up tall, just get the ball through, keep your knees stable. And I want you to try and swap over legs as you go through. Okay, good. Next one then, what we'll do is I'll call out a number and you have to run really quickly towards the obstacles or your cones or whatever you have on the floor, and you'll touch them. So for example, if I shout out 3, you must touch 3 things on the floor or the ground with the ball. Okay, so up on your feet and we'll give it a go. So the first one is 2. Okay, getting ready. 4, so touch 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get ready to go again. Touch 3. 1, 2, 3. Back into the center. Wait for the call. Touch 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So our next thing that we'll do, you'll hold the ball, and every time you go through a gate, you must either take a bounce or take a solo. Okay, so between a gate means that you're going between 2 cones or 2 obstacles or bottles that you've placed in the ground. Okay, so through a gate, take a bounce. Okay, and back to center. This time, because we're focusing on our kicking, what we'll do is we're going to place the ball on the floor, and you're going to try and keep control of the ball. Similar to the numbers game that we done previous, I'll call out a number and you have to touch the ball to those amount of cones or obstacles on the floor. So have the ball on the ground. Our first number is going to be 3. So get the cone or get the ball to touch 3 items, and then get yourself back to center. We now touch 4. So get the ball to touch 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to center, and this time we have to touch 5. Okay, so get the ball, touch 5 cones. And relax. Okay, so for our last thing, okay, I'm going to hold the ball in towards our chest as close as we can, and I want us to run around as fast as possible through the obstacles on the floor and without touching them. Okay, so when you're ready, if we get ourselves into the middle, hold the ball nice and close. Okay, and every couple of steps I want you to take a bounce, or if you can, take a solo. So go through as fast as you can. Try not to touch the cones or the bottoms of the floor. Tighten up the base. Try and keep holding onto the ball. Okay, and well done. So that's our warm-up finished, and what we'll do now is I'll kick the ball over towards our next coach, Ronan, and he'll take us through today's theme, which is kick. Okay, over to you, Ronan.
Cheers, Matty. Okay, boys and girls, now Matty's got us warmed up. We're going to move straight into the games, okay? So we're going to revisit what we done last week with the kick passing. Okay, so if you can remember, the most important things whenever we're focused on the kick passing and trying to improve the skill is our heads, our hands and our feet, okay? So what I've done here today is I've set up a wee target, and we've got blue, yellow and orange cones that we'll revisit later on in the session. However, if you haven't got any cones in the house, don't worry, you can set up maybe a wee table or bottles or any garden furniture you have, or maybe just make up your own wee nets as well, okay? So you can use whatever and just reward yourself different points for hitting each score. So first of all, what we're going to do this week, we concentrated more on the skills. So hopefully you've been practicing all week and you've perfected maybe your inside kick, your outside kick or your punt pass. So all I'm going to try and do here is just kick off the roll. I'm going to use my right foot and my left foot. Okay, so remember the big and most important thing is whenever you're kicking with your right, you drop it from your right hand and you pull it into your chest. When you kick it from your left, you drop it from your left hand and you pull it into your chest. Okay, so I'm just going to spend maybe 10-15 seconds just working on both kicks. Go as close to the wall as you want. Okay, whenever you go close to the wall, you can go further back if you're starting to get comfortable and you're making good connection with the wall. Okay, if you've got a partner, go as close away to your partner or as farther away from your partner as possible. Okay, and just practice that for maybe 20-30 seconds until you're starting to get more confident with it. Okay, so for the game then, boys and girls, what we're going to try and do is just start very close to the cones. I'm going to practice on my right first of all, and then I'm going to practice on my left after that. Okay, if, as I said to you, you want to make the targets bigger or smaller, or go further or closer to them, to more challenging for yourself, feel free to do that. Okay, so you can be creative there. Okay, so first one I'm going to go for is just the yellow. Okay, straight through, so that's 3 points. Okay, so give myself 3 points for the yellow, it's the smallest target, 2 points for the blue and 1 point for the orange. Okay, so then I'll just go a wee bit further back as the blue's a wee bit shorter, and then I'm just going to kick again and go through there. Okay, and then finally I'll go further back again just for my last kick at the orange, and I'm going to practice to the right again. Okay, so that's 3 good scores. And now what I'm going to try and do is work on my left side, and I'm going to try and do the same again. Okay, so just for the blue, I'll go a little bit closer. Okay, and just practice going through. Okay, and then I'll go a little bit closer again for the yellow. Okay, going through, and then finally just for the orange, I'll go a little bit further back and just practice with the orange. Okay, my left. And a miss. Okay, so boys and girls, try and see what you can get, how many points you can get. Try and challenge your club mates and your teammates. Okay, I'm going to now pass you over to Michaela and Senan, and they're going to finish it off. Okay, so Michaela, where you?
Alright, thanks Ronan. Okay, so we're going to continue on, we're going to do the kicking. Alright, this time we're going to have wee targets, so we've got some cones set up. Alright, so Senan's going to remember the head and feet that Ronan taught him. Alright, so he's going to be dropping the ball, say from his right hand, and he's going to kick it with his right foot. Alright, so his eyes is going to be on the target, and then he's going to take a look at the ball because that's where he's kicking. Okay, so Senan, we're going to see how long it takes you to knock down all the kick cones. Alright, so get ready, hold on. Go! Right. You can move across the line as well. Go to the stand there, yeah, that's it. Let's try and keep a wee bit harder on it. That's it. Slow, on ahead. As fast as you can. Eyes on the target, that's it. Look at the target you want to hit. Good. Alright, so this time Santa is going to use both his feet. Alright, so I'm not going to give him a time. He can just pick whatever cone he wants to and see how long he can, or how he can knock it down. Alright, so are you ready, Santa? Go. Good shot. So you're picking your cone, keep your eyes on the target and on the ball. Good, left one there. Going back. Better, so he's moving across the lane to hit the target he wants. Good shot. He's taking his time this time, he's not rushing. Moving across to his target.
Okay, thanks Michaela. So we're just gonna go through another wee cool down, last cool down, and then again recap on the day's session. So again this week a lot of kicking involved, a lot of leg work. So all we're gonna do, we're just gonna shake the ankles out and just do wee circles with them. So again, when we're doing our circles with our ankle, we're doing both directions, and we can even add in numbers to it, so we can count up in multiples of 2 or 5 or whatever we're learning at the minute in school. And then just shaking the hands out as well. So again, if we want to do days of the week as well, something different, just bringing in a bit of cross-curricular into it as well. Okay, so we start off Matty again. Again, Matty had different objects in the garden. Anything you have at home, just put it out if you're allowed. He moved around them all. He was squatting with the ball, so he was holding the ball out in front of him, squatting down nice and low before moving on then to another cone to perform it again. He then changed it up by working on handling skills a wee bit more, by passing the ball through his legs, and then brought again a wee kind of cross-curricular thing into it by bringing numbers into it and tapping the cone with a different number each time before progressing that on, bouncing the ball at the cones, and then soloing as well as moving the ball along the ground and trying to avoid hitting the cones. So again, a very good warm-up, plenty of movement and plenty of ball work as well. So passed on to Ronan then for a bit of kicking. And again, Ronan started off his session using the wall of the house and a bit of target practice, getting himself nice and loose then ready for the main game. So Ronan's main game was a couple of sets of goals. Again, you can use rolled up jumpers at home, socks, bottles, whatever we have. Practicing kicking the ball through the goals. Ronan started off using his strong foot before moving on then to the less dominant foot towards the end of the game as well. So again, boys and girls, very important at home, practice both your left and right foot, and make your less dominant foot that bit stronger as well. And then lastly moved on to Michaela and Shannon, and again nice wee target game, hitting down the cones. So Michaela, cones lined up against the wall, Shannon both feet again, keeping his eye on the target that he was aiming to hit and trying to knock it down by moving back each time, making it a bit harder. Again, you want to make it easier, just move closer to your target. At home, again, whatever we have, bottles probably being the easiest option, or tins as well. So whatever we have, again, another game you can play with the family, a bit of competition between mummies, daddies, brothers, sisters, whoever is at home, and see who can get the most targets down in 30 seconds or a minute as well. Michaela also brought in cross-curricular in that lesson by naming a colour, so Sam had to aim for the colour then each time as well. So good fun games all around, boys and girls. We hope you've enjoyed the past 5 weeks of the lessons we've been uploading, and that you've learned something new.